All right, let's talk some Brewers baseball. They have wrapped up a series against the Chicago Cubs. The first series of the year is in the books, and the Brewers have a 2-1 record. Okay, we can take that at this point. Brewers on Thursday, as you know, lose opening day 4-0 to the Cubs. Not a lot of runs in that one. The Brewers on Saturday win 3-1, so not a ton of runs, and they were not scoring. They win 7-9, the first 16 innings of the season without a run. And many of us were making the same jokes and using the same memes about the Brewers' terrible offense. And it was terrible. But they scored 3 runs there to wrap up Saturday. And then on Sunday, they put up a 9 spot, including 5 in the 6th inning, which was bloop season. Bloop, 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 bloop. It was a Bill Schroeder dream come true. No blast. Still no blast on the season, but plenty of bloops. And the Brewers get the 9-5 victory over the Chicago Cubs. So that's why, after game 1, you don't want to overreact. But also after first series, you don't want to overreact, right? We've seen 3 games from the Brewers now. And I think the main takeaway for me is they do have a little more offense than maybe we thought they might. And the young guys are making this season fun. That's, I think, the big takeaway for me. Joey Wiemer gets called up right away after game 1 with Urias going on to the injured list. And let's see, Wiemer today was 1 for 5. He's got, this is a 2-game sample size, but hitting 286. Bryce Terang was fun today, 2 for 3 with a couple of walks. So he's hitting just 429 already. Garrett Mitchell, 2 for 5, finally getting on the ledger here. All of these guys contributing in big ways with 2 RBI from Mitchell and RBI from Terang. Wiemer also good defensively. And so those 3 guys being in the lineup, it's just a completely different vibe, at least for me as a fan, than it was maybe for last year. I saw a good tweet written by this. I think it was Brewers Raptor wrote it. The tweet was, and it was about this topic. Yeah, Brewers Raptor. I have zero proof, but I think Counsell loves being a manager more when it's younger and underdog guys, and he has no patience for random plug-in signings who don't add to clubhouse chemistry. This team is already better with the young guys in. So that was his thought on what he's seeing from Counsell. I think that's the thought of the fans, I would say. I think that's the thought of the fans. The thought of the fans is, all right, this is more fun. These guys and like Sal Frelick and some of these guys, they're guys that we're at least familiar with. And this is why sometimes it's good to rechurn that system. Why in baseball, it's not the worst thing in the world to have a rebuild, to bring guys up. Shout out to Daniel, $5 for a Brewers series victory. That'll go to our equipment fund. Jake says, F the Cubs. Absolutely. And also says, can't wait for Frelick to come up. But yeah, we've been following Garrett Mitchell. We've seen a little bit of him last year. Joey Wiemer, then we find and follow. Bryce Terang. We check on these guys. We hear the Down on the Farm report. We see everything that's going on, and we get intrigued by them, and they become a part of the team before they're a part of the team. And so when you have guys like that make up this lineup, it is better than Hunter Renfroe here, but and sometimes you sign guys, and you sign Roddy Tellez, and he's become a part of it. And even like Jesse Winker, he had a nice day today, so maybe he becomes a part of it. But instead of, you got to have some of your homegrown guys. It can't just be 9 vagabonds. Having a Brett Anderson and having a Jesse Winker, that's fine. You got to have some balance, just to have some youth, have some excitement, have some people you can pull for, have Sophia run up in the stands and interview Wiemer's 80-person family that's dressed like they're ready for ice fishing. That's what you need to have. And maybe it does make the clubhouse a little looser and make it more enjoyable. And I won't be able to report on that this year, as I don't think I'll be able to be credentialed for the Brewers this season. That's something I could usually report on for you. But I do think that it's got to help. Because I've been in some of those clubhouses, man. I've been in some of those clubhouses, and it's not like you need to go in the clubhouse and there needs to be a party going on or there needs to be like a wild and crazy vibe. It's just that sometimes you go into these clubhouses and you can tell it's just pure dejection. You can tell it's just pure nobody wants to be there. You could tell it's just pure like it's just people doing a job. And obviously that's going to happen. I mean, it is sports for us, but it is their job. And there's in every job, every dream job, there's parts of the job that you're like, well, I mean, this is a job. But I think having that youth in there and having that exuberance and having some of that will certainly go a long way to help. So just having those guys, I mean, Weimer coming up on Friday or Saturday, Mitchell already being here, starting the season with Bryce Terang. It's just really entertaining to see and really fun to watch. And you can kind of like root with those guys because you're seeing their first everything. You're seeing Garrett Mitchell's first triple. You're seeing Joey Weimer's first hit. You're seeing all of that as it plays out. So I think that, yes, that tweet and that sort of feeling, because again, you're 3 days into a season and day one sucked. But since then, it was a good weekend. It was just, the Brewers have been on this road of apathy. They've been on this road of, what are they doing? They've been on this road of, that's kind of like, the Brewers. And I think just having some of the young guys there makes it a lot more exciting. So we'll see if that continues to be the trend. Certainly get excited for guys when they come up. It's great to see other guys in the mix. Again, everybody contributed in their own way in Sunday's game. Brewers win on Saturday. Did not catch much of that one. I was doing a CBS Sports radio shift. I also did that on Sunday morning, and I'll be doing it all week on CBS Sports Radio. I'll be filling in for Bill Ryder, Ryder Than You. That'll be 9 to 11 Central, and you will be able to hear that on 1250 AM The Fan. So I will be on Milwaukee radio. Everyone trying to ask me, well, where are you? Hey, where are you? I'll be right there for 2 hours of your day as you get started each and every day. Talking things on a more national level. I did sort of kind of run out of things to say on a national level. That's why it's nice to get hyper local again for the Brewers for a minute. You can't talk about Joey Weimer and Garrett Mitchell. You can't talk about MLB like this on a national radio show. Nobody cares. I mean, with baseball, the topics are the pace of play, the speed, how quick games are. And that did annoy me a little bit. I mean, Sunday's game was like a normal 3-hour game. It ended around 4:15, started around 1:20. So that was your normal 3-hour game, but it was also a high-scoring game. Some of these quicker games, if it's 2-0, that's probably going to be about 2:20. So I had no idea. I was trying to tell my wife because we were trying to figure out when we're going to take our kid to the park today because it's pretty nice. We're trying to figure out like what time the game would end. Well, I completely botched it, and they are at the park as I am in my basement recording a pod. So I completely botched that one. But still trying to figure out how long these games will go. I like it. There's action. I like that things are a little more exciting. I like that maybe in baseball right now, there's less of the dicking around, the Ryan Braun routines of the past where I could step away, come back at 45 seconds, and he'd still be maneuvering his gloves for a third or fourth time. I'm glad that we don't have to go through that. I think there may be a little too many things like the pitch clock might not have to be as deep as it is or as tight as it is. It was 15 the right number. Maybe it's 20. I don't know. Sometimes these innings churn. I don't know who that benefits. And I do wonder if the playoffs, it's going to lose a little bit of that, but maybe it makes it more exciting. That'll be something we find out. You have clocks in baseball I generally don't like, but you have clocks in baseball. Okay, we're going to live with that. And I think that abandoning the shift, one thing it does is it makes the plays more fun to watch from a defensive standpoint too. It's not just getting the ball through. It's from a defensive standpoint too. I think the interesting thing is I think a lot of people are generally receptive to the changes and like the changes. What the problem is I don't like that everyone's bragging about the time being so short. 2 hours. There was a game on Saturday. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Yeah. It's like, well, no, I still want to watch the game. that might be their way of expressing. They might be trying to express, yes, there was action in baseball and it was better. But when you just say like, look at this, 2 hours here, 2 hours and 10 minutes here. It's like, well, do we like baseball still or do we not? The Sean O'Connell is going to join us.
Hey,
look at this.
I'm going to go downstairs because the Mrs. O'Connell is watching the program casting. So I'm going to get confused because I have a very small mind.
Well, it's great to have you on video, Sean.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's opening weekend. We got a series victory over the Cubs. I'm liking it. I wasn't liking, I can hear her up there. I was not liking Thursday, but we're sitting pretty. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. Just trying to scrap together whatever I'm doing, but I'm doing good. It's good to see you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. I like the small ball. We still haven't hit a home run and we put 9 up. I mean, I love that.
And that's not like, hey, I don't know how much of that is like a rule change or do they bloop it if there's, I don't know. I don't know where the Cubs would have positioned guys, but just the fact that we have guys that can do that. And a lot of their runs today too were generated because what would normally been double plays, like these kids are fast. You know, if you hit into a grounder or whatever, and you're trucking 25 miles down the first baseline, that's going to add runs. It's going to extend innings. It's going to get pitchers out longer. So the Brewers have some speed. And even though it's just running from home to first, that can be a big difference in the game for these guys.
She's bringing me my hat. Absolutely. Yeah. The speed on the base paths is, going to also add pressure, and especially within the division, maybe not so much with the Cardinals, who have maybe a little more experience, but I think with the Cubs, Reds, and Pirates, just having guys like Weimer and Winkler and Garrett Mitchell, Bryce Terang, who can run and steal bases. I'm surprised we haven't stole as many. I thought we would steal more bases by this time, but I think I'm really, really, really excited for the players we have. But I will say this, Bart Winkler, this is something that has been growing like in me along with my food baby that I've been growing. I hurt my back right after the holidays. Having sexy time with the Mrs. O'Connell.
And, you did not.
Oh, at the height of physical pleasure, I hurt my lower back. And by physical pleasure, I mean when I beat her at Scrabble. That was the height of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, no, I'm going to go out on a limb and be the first to say this. I'm starting to see what Rick from Oshkosh was saying about Craig Counsell. I am actually falling out of love with Craig Counsell. I am starting to believe that the next
you just celebrated this team for 5 minutes. Now you're gonna turn around on Counts?
Hey, this is love knows no logic, and I'm falling out of them. So shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Are you just like, because sometimes when someone's there a long time, you're just like, let's see something new. What did he do today that you didn't like?
No, I'm just saying that I'm starting to think that he might be the perfect guy to do the rebuild, to bring in a new culture and whatnot, and get new guys, which we have a lot of right now. But bring in new guys, get them where they need to be, so that they're competitors and they're contributors. I don't know if he is the guy that can take us to a World Series. I'm beginning to think that we may need to get to a level where we make the playoffs, and then the next season we say, Craig, we're kicking you upstairs. You've done great for us. Now we're going to bring in this crusty old guy who does it, with the gut feeling and knows what it's like to win. Maybe, like, I'm not saying Dusty Baker, but
the last time they did that, it was Ken Maka, and he ruined us.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that I just think that there is only so far that Counsell is going to be able to take us. I want to believe but I'm starting to get very Rick from Oshkosh in that when they lose, I'm going to blame him, and when they win,
you'll still find a reason to blame him for something.
yes, I'm going to.
Well, we do need that role. We need someone to carry on the torch. We haven't had Ram on here to give his anti-Middleton takes. Hot Take Jake has provided that for us. Rick and Oshkosh unfortunately passed away, so we don't have a council basher. Sean O'Connell can take care of that. We just need to keep plugging guys into the roles that we've already established in this universe. So if that's the role you want to take, I'm happy for you to have it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on, Bart Winkler. I appreciate it.
It's good to see you, Sean. Be well.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Get that back taken care of.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
You know, you get
Heat and ice, Epsom salt, stretching.
Yes.
Got to keep your hamstrings stretched.
I agree with you 100%.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sean.
See ya.
That's the Sean O'Connell. See, that's what happens when you hit that triple word score and you get too excited. Speaking of games, I did play Chutes and Ladders today. I'm happy to report that I let my son win. There was only one move that I could make. It was the ladder from 80 to 100, and I hit that move. He was at 99, and I pretended that I only rolled a 4 instead of a 5, and so I am the first of. But he wanted to let me win, and I couldn't. I looked at him right there, and I said, as much as I would love to win, I can't let you be a loser like Daddy. Daddy's a loser. Daddy loses a lot. Daddy loses all of these sorts of games. You're not going to be a loser, son. You're going to beat me at Chutes and Ladders, and this is what's going to spark you into a winning culture. You're going to beat me. So he beat me. MC Lee says Yelich was driving the baseball today. Is Yelich back, do you guys think? He was driving the baseball today. Maybe we can get more of that from him too. I think we all kind of write him off, but he probably feels like he has a lot to give yet in his career. It's just that he was so good for a minute, finite period of time, and that I think we dream of that again someday. You know, what we've gotten right now out of Yelich isn't even the Yelich that they traded for. That Yelich that they traded for with the Marlins was pretty good, and then we got way better, and then he kind of regressed. One like silver lining of that whole thing, and the Brewers won that trade anyway. I mean, they got a lot out of Yelich. They had a great run in 2018. He's not nothing, you know, in the leadoff spot now. What are we at? 273 for the season. OBP. I mean, it's too early to be reading these, but whatever. He's getting on base. He's getting hits. So Yelich, it's a decent start for him. He came up with runners on, and I expected the worst. He did hit the ball hard. I believe it was to left field, and they got out. But when Yelich is up there with 2 outs, I'm not where I was 2 years ago, thinking this guy's going to bring some runs home. I'm not there yet, but it is a good start to the season for him, and I like him in that leadoff spot. You know, you can look at that lineup, and it can look a little weird with Yelich 1 and Winkler 2, but I don't have a problem with it so far. I wonder at what point the lineup does start to move around a little bit, and it'll need to be a longer sample size, but Mitchell at 6. And then, so I would imagine if it was Contreras on Sunday and not Caratini, and Contreras, he was a steal. I'm so glad that we have him on the team, but Mitchell at 6, Terang at 8, and Weimer at 9. At some point, do you see those guys move up a little bit in the rotation? Do you see those guys in the lineup rather? Do you see those guys hit maybe as one of them leading off? Are you going 1-2 with one of those guys? So that'll be something to watch as the season goes on, as well as where do those guys, because remember when Garrett Mitchell came up, he was immediately the 9 guy. He's worked his way up to 6. I mean, I think he could have 1-2 potential with those guys. How fast Weimer is, how good Bryce Terang has looked. And so it's really good to see. It's good to see that when they're bringing up these guys that they're contributing. And again, super small sample size, but that's what you need. If the Brewers are, I'm going to go big picture here. If the Brewers are going to win a World Series, they are going to need, they have the pitching. All right. I thought Eric Lauer did a good job. Kind of struggled early, settled in, was really dealing late. Bullpen gave up some runs that maybe didn't need to happen. But overall, I think the Brewers, they have the pitching. It's up to if their bats are going to get going. And I think that if the bats can progress, because I worry that the young guys will come up, they'll take some time to progress, and then by the time they're good and ready to contribute and help us win, by that time, well, then the pitching, Corbin Burns will be a free agent. Or Willie Adames will have to get traded or something like that. So if these young guys progress quicker and more quickly, that is going to pay dividends, and that could make this, because I don't think they're going to keep Burns. I'm really not sure they're going to keep Woody. I don't think they're going to be able to afford Adames, but I'm not trading those guys if I don't have to. If I can contend, if I have those guys and can contend with these guys I have now, that's what I'm going for. Suddenly I'm turning these 2 years into a window that maybe we didn't think existed. Again, a lot of hot takes for being 2-1. Austin, what's up, buddy? Back in the basement today.
Yeah, my girlfriend was vacuuming and doing some cleaning upstairs, so
God,
had to retreat.
Doesn't she understand?
Yeah. So I was listening to the game today, had to do some errands and stuff, so I missed a few innings. But you're kind of talking about the window. And yeah, man, it's like it's only for when Burns and Woodruff is here, so we just need the off chance that the young kids they come in hot and they're big league ready, and it looks like they're doing pretty good.
Sorry, Austin.
All right. Bart is leaving the show. I think he's flagging down his wife to get him a Jack and Coke or something.
No, my son and wife just got home from the park, and my light wasn't on, so I was looking at them through the window.
Oh.
But they couldn't see in the window.
Yeah, you're flagging them down.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's all good. But anyway, yeah, man, like the window will be when we have these starting pitchers, and if the young kids, if they are big league ready and they can produce, I mean, that's our only hope, getting these hits. And today they put up 9. It was a great game.
Well, and the inning that they scored a bunch of runs, that 6th inning, where it was like bloop after bloop after bloop. Mitchell getting a bloop, Winkler having a bloop. I mean, even
isn't that what the state wanted though? Small ball.
Yeah, the Brewers won a series without hitting a home run.
Yeah.
When does that ever happen? Yeah, that's great. Okay,
so and then I had this other take. You gotta hear me out on this one.
Well, I'm trying to tell you that the Brewers have after one series against the Cubs, a World Series window has opened up. So please follow me.
That is a little extreme, but okay. So when Burns got, the team scored zero runs for Burns, and he lost because he gave up 4 in the 3rd, right? And in like arbitration and whatnot, they'll use that as a loss for Corbin Burns. I think in baseball, if you don't score any runs, the pitcher shouldn't get a loss.
Well, yeah.
What do you think about that?
So the wins and losses is really stupid.
It is, but they use it in arbitration against you.
Yeah, which is not great. I think it made a lot more sense when a guy pitched 9 innings.
Yeah, this guy's going 6.
Yeah, guys, you could look at a baseball card in 1980 and the guy pitched 9 innings, okay, and he had a record of 20-15. That makes sense. Now it's even dumber. And sometimes in games that get really weird in relief, I saw the scorekeeper once at Miller Park. The Brewers had played the Giants, and I think it was the Giants. They ended up giving a win to a pitcher who got no outs and walked 2 guys. And then another guy, for some reason, then another guy came in and gave up like 4 runs. And then the Brewer, I don't know, then the Giants scored a bunch of runs. And the guy, but there was no one else to give the win to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be really like weird who gets these wins. And so, yeah, it's a dumb stat. People have argued against it, but it's a shame if they use it that way. Yeah.
So maybe we should just get rid of this was big.
Well, I've said for years we should get rid of all stats.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
just
good
don't
luck
keep
with
stats.
that.
No.
Yeah,
Don't keep
good.
stats.
Good luck getting that approved. I don't think.
You know
many
what's real?
people
You know what really like?
What about batting average? Don't you want that one? I want that one.
Well, the only batting average. That's the only stat that matters.
Yeah.
I don't even like when people keep stats in like high school.
Yeah, that's just for
Like, hey, he had a triple double today. How do you know that? Who's keeping the stats? You have one guy, he's like a retired
the head
janitor
coach.
doing book. Yeah, there's always someone on the staff that's like, you're just here to keep my stats.
Yeah.
And then kids come back from like youth tournaments. Yeah, I'm averaging 14 a game. Who cares? I don't know. I never counted my stats. Then again, I didn't really play, so.
No, the only thing that the baseball people, they would just all of a sudden, I was hitting seventh, and then all of a sudden, after a couple good weeks, then you're hitting first because you get a bunch of singles or doubles. But I don't think they gave a shit about like if we were hitting 310 or 240.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was taking that stat down. Hey, are you going to the game tomorrow?
Opening day Monday?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No? Damn, I'm going, dude. I took off Monday and Tuesday, so maybe are you doing a post-game show?
I'll do a post game on Monday, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
I can come in. I'll hop in the StreamYard then live.
Oh, we'll have post game bonanza this week, so which is great because I'm doing the CBS Writer Than You show.
Oh, beautiful! From what 9 to 11?
9 to 11.
Perfect.
So
I
you
caught
can
you
catch me on your
yesterday.
way to the park. Yeah, thank you. Tuesday Bucks play and the Mets and the Brewers play. Wednesday I'm thinking about maybe going.
Is that a night game?
No, it's during the day. Bucks play the Bulls at night. Mets play the Brewers because I want to get to a game. I want to see like if it feels different in the stands, the quicker pace of play.
Yeah.
And I want to check out the new barrel yard or whatever.
Yesterday I went to
Get some swings in, X golf.
Are you going to do some X golf and
Well, I mean, why else?
Tear a rotator cuff or something and
Yeah, miss a bunch of
inexplicably
start,
injured?
miss the playoffs. Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, the speed of the game is how I was able to notice the difference. Was yesterday I went and watched with the game with my dad at a bar. We just went to go get like a few beers, and we're sitting down watching the game. All of a sudden, it's the seventh, and we're like, okay, well, we can just have another beer and finish. And we watched the whole game in the time that we usually just go sit and like bullshit and talk. And then we're well, we just got a whole baseball game, and that never happens. Dude, it is quicker.
Yeah, and today Sunday's game was normal, but it was 9 to 5 for. So I don't mind. I don't know. I think I'm like talking into the wind here because I don't mind if the games. I want the games that might have more action.
Yeah.
I just feel like, okay, if the game was 2 hours, it was 2 hours. If that's how long it took, I just think people are way like, yes, baseball's shorter now.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I was against the pitch clock and stuff. I was fine with a 3.5 hour game. Like, especially if I'm going to it.
I still think it might be a little too fast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was incredibly quick. Like, we went to go get 3 beers, and in the time that we were there, like, you would think that it would be like the 5th inning.
I like that you measure time in beers.
Yeah. Well, people measure distance.
Yeah, I remember. I know how. Yeah,
time in beer.
Yeah, beer is about 20, 25 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 beers. Yeah.
So we had more than 3, but
Well, right.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. I was pretty pessimistic about the Brewers going into the season. I know I talked to you and I said I think they're going to suck. That was you asked me what I thought of them. I said I think they're going to suck, and I don't know. I got a little grass is thinking it's a little greener than I thought it was. So,
well, this is the hard part about the early season is we see a very small sample size, and then we like make we have grand opinions on something that we see. Like I'm already saying, oh, the younger players are going to completely change the season. Meanwhile, we are 2% the way through the season, which actually kind of feels like a lot, though.
Yeah.
We're already 2% the way through the season.
Yeah, and home opening day hasn't even happened. So
technically we're 1.8% through the season.
Did you bring that up on the calculator or what?
Yeah.
3 out of 162 is 1.8.
Yeah.
Look at you go. You don't like stats. You're a numbers guy.
Well, it's 0.1. Maybe it's, I don't know. Don't talk to me about math. We're not 2% the way through the season. I know I'm stupid. No, take that out. Tim, take that out.
Tim? Yeah. Hey, where is Shay? Why is Shay not on here?
Oh, he popped in his car, but then he disappeared.
Oh, God. All right. Well, I've pretty much ran out of shit to say unless you got something that I can go off of. I don't know.
No, I'll kick you out of here.
All right. Get me out of here. I'll just watch you on the YouTube.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Bart.
Austin, good stuff from him going to opening day or the home opener. I should say big news in the home opener, too. If you guys missed this, if you're in for the pageantry and the festivities, the Brewers did have to make a change. Typically, it would have been Grace Stanke. She's Miss Wisconsin, Miss America, right? She would have been throwing out the first pitch. For reasons that I'm not sure of, she is no longer throwing out the first pitch for the home opener at American Family Field. The Brewers have ranged in a new person to do that. It says here, Tim Shea. No, it's Roger Toberman. Roger Toberman's going to be throwing out the first pitch. Roger Toberman. If you're wondering who Roger Toberman is the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force. So apparently that's still a thing. And the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force will be throwing out the first pitch at the home opener. So make sure you get early and enjoy. Again, his name is Roger Toberman, Chief Master Sergeant of Space Force. Not the Space Force show from Netflix. I did try season 1. It was awful. Maybe the worst show I've ever seen. Terrible. What's the deal? Where's Miss America tomorrow, Shay?
Oh, she's throwing out the first pitch.
No, she's not.
What?
She's not anymore.
What happened?
I don't know, but it's Chief Sergeant Master Roger Toberman from Space Force.
What the frick?
Yeah, what the frick?
Gotta put my seatbelt on.
Miss America's out.
Year,
Toberman's in.
Gosh, 2011, 2012, Miss America got to throw out the first pitch.
Yeah, no more Grace Stanke. No more Stanky leg.
And guess who was her person all day to walk around with?
You?
Me.
2011 Miss America?
2011, 2012.
Was it Teresa Scanlon?
I don't remember.
Was it? Oh, it was Laura Kepler.
Yes. Right? Yeah. That
was she from around here?
That was so long ago.
Oh, she was divorced.
So yeah, she was very nice.
Put your hat in the ring. She's divorced, 2 kids. Hey, you have something in common with her. She hosts a podcast.
Does she?
She's the co-host of a podcast, Health Interrupted.
We should join forces.
We should. And you two should fall in love. People are wondering, Tim Shea has joined us. Why are you wearing a Minnesota Twins hoodie?
I just threw it on. I apologize.
Also, breaking news as we're recording, my Iowa Hawkeyes have lost.
Ooh.
To LSU.
Yeah, Kim Mulkey, though. He's a good coach.
You know, the 9 hours of CBS, the 9 hours of CBS Sports Radio I did this weekend, probably at least a good 2 of them were on women's hoops. And I said they need to root for Iowa to win. Otherwise, it's going to be like if the USA beat Russia in 1980 and then lost to Finland.
Oh, Bart, guess what's still alive?
What?
My big sports bet tomorrow night. My State Aztecs.
Yeah. Tim made a bet at Pato.
My first one ever.
Were you at Pato last night?
Yes.
Yeah, someone told me you were.
Who?
Someone commented on YouTube that they saw you drinking like a high noon or something.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. No. Lord.
So you got San Diego State over UConn?
San Diego State over
Well, you had San Diego. We both. I bet Miami did not win that. I did win Iowa over. Should we talk about our Pato experience for a moment?
Sure.
We went together.
Yeah. It was fun.
But if you have a customer to pick up, I won't interfere.
Oh, I'm in my home.
Yes, you are. You live in a car. No, it was fun. We got there. It was pretty self-explanatory. They had a lot of bartenders working. Tim and I did not drink.
No. You even asked me if I want to drink.
I offered a drink. But they have little kiosks. You can go up and do it the old-fashioned way, like some of the old heads like to do. But went to a machine, made a bet, paper jammed immediately. They fixed it, and they were very nice to fix it. I was like, I've still got $60 in there.
I know.
She's like, we'll take care of it. But 60. So I bet Iowa to win on Friday. I won that. And then I wasted a bunch of money, like Trevor Lawrence MVP for $10, Packers Super Bowl $10, John Ram Masters for $20.
You know, you got some good bets out there. We'll see.
So I'm gonna go cash in. I'll probably go cash. Maybe I'll cash in tomorrow. Maybe I'll throw some money on San Diego with you.
Cash in on Tuesday.
No, Tim, I think UConn's gonna win.
I know.
They've won every game by double digits.
Listen, in my cousin's bracket, I actually have UConn to win it all. So if UConn win, I'll lose $20 if UConn wins because I'll win money from that. So I win no matter what.
Yeah, it's a good position to be in. Yeah, I don't know why I bet Packers Super Bowl. Maybe I just paid $10 to have a tweet. Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Hey, big Brewers win today.
Yeah, and I think there was a tweet that I was going off of to talk about it. The tweet was from Brewers Raptor, I think, where he said that he thinks Council likes managing the young guys better. Maybe, but I think I like watching the young guys better. And it's, again, small sample size. We're going to probably say that for the first month, but there is a different sort of, at least as a fan, it's like I'm not watching the same old retreads. I'm watching guys that are our guys, new guys. You can give me a Brett Anderson here. You can give me a Jesse Winkler here, but we have our guys. And it's not like, Weeks, Field, or Hardy Hart, but it's guys that we're familiar with and guys that we can root for and guys that have made an impact. Like, their speed is going to save us runs and get us runs because we're going to hit into way less double plays. That's the biggest thing that sucked last year was every time the bases were loaded with no outs, we would pop one up, not deep enough for a tag up, and then we'd hit into a double play. If these guys are fast, though, that's going to eliminate the double play. At least a run will score. And there's little things like that can go a long way. Speed in baseball is very underrated.
And the offense will not be home run or bust. It's going to
no
be
home runs yet, and they won a series.
It's going to be different ways that they're going to score runs this year. It's not going to be like Hunter Renfroe home run, 2 home runs. We need 3 home runs to win a game. They're going to play, I guess, smaller ball, not small ball, but smaller ball.
I like playing bloop ball.
Bloop ball. That's what it seems like these first 3 games, but we'll see when they come home. It will be a little warmer. The roof will be closed. The heat will be on. So maybe there's a little more power in those bats, but.
Were you out driving today? Why are you always in a car now?
I was at the airport, so I'm like.
You're always in a car.
You catch me at the perfect times.
So you're going to the game on Monday?
I'll be there opening day.
What's your whole itinerary? What's your plans?
Starting at 10 o'clock, going to Kelly's Bleachers if anyone's there. And then we'll walk down, maybe hit up a tailgate or 2. Brett and Tosa kindly invited me, you as well. I wish you were coming.
Well, I would come. I don't have a place to park.
Well, we can find parking for you.
Are those streets still under construction?
Someone send Bart a parking pass for tomorrow. Come on.
No. I think I want to go Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that you asking me, or are you going with someone else?
I'm kind of asking you, I think.
Okay. I do have those vouchers.
Yeah, just use some vouchers to get in, and then we'll move somewhere.
You want me to buy 2 tickets tomorrow? Think about it.
No, I'd use the voucher to get in, and then I would look on
yeah.
SeatGeek for better deals.
I'll use the voucher tomorrow. I'll get 2 tickets.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Or on Monday, today, whatever this is.
I don't know. But then I got to do a post. Well, I don't need to do a post game Wednesday.
I mean, you're there right now in the press box, so.
I am, and I do want to talk about this because I was really bitching about it the other day, and I don't know. I talked to you about it. I don't know if I told other people. So they repainted the foul ball in the press box. When there's a foul ball, there's a hole, obviously, and then they write like who hit it and what date. And I thought that was a cool part of history. And the Brewers repainting it is a big, colossal mess up. Apparently, this is like the 4th time they've done it. The problem is, I was told, is that when people do go on tours, the problem is it's your fault, fans. Because when you go on tours, you don't just look at it and say it's cool. People pick part of the wall and take it home with them.
They want part of history.
Yeah. So it's your fault. It's all your fault.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Shame on all of them.
Shame on all of you. So again, Brewers over the weekend, they lose opening day. They win on Saturday. They win on Sunday. Nice performance out of Lauer. Everybody in the lineup getting an RBI today, or not an RBI, but at least a hit. 3 RBI for Winkler, 2 for Adames, 2 for Mitchell. Somebody had responded that they think Willie is overrated. I do think that Willie he came through today. Sometimes he gets credited more for stats when the game is over. He hit a lot of home runs late, solo home runs in games that were already decided last year. But Willie is a shortstop. He's a good shortstop. Good shortstops get 10-year deals for $350 million. That's what's going to happen with him. We're not going to be able to afford him. And if we're going to go 10-350 on a guy, it shouldn't be Willie Adames. So good luck to him. So I think if the whole thing is they've got these guys in this little window, they've got the pitching. If the hitting is up, if these young hitters and the other guys we get, if they can do something, one of these next 2 years we can make a run. I'm not saying there's a World Series window, even though I think 20 minutes ago I did. I'm just saying that there could be a run. And I take your silence as agreement.
Did you just say there's a World Series?
I think there's a World Series window.
All right.
I think there's a timeline where they win the World Series in the next.
I think we're going to be, I don't know. I mean, do I take 3 games? 3 games. I mean, I think we're going to be frustrated at times this year. So don't get me wrong there, but.
Well, I think that's just what we do. I think on the show when they lose, we'll come by and we'll just be like totally pessimistic. And then if they win a game, even if it's against the Cubs, as long as they win the game, we'll talk World Series.
How nervous were you when? Did you watch the entire game? How nervous were you when that? Who was it? Was it Patrick Wisdom almost hit a grand slam?
Well, Wisdom hit 2 homers.
Okay. Who? Jan Gomes.
Yeah, he took it to the fence.
Almost into that basket.
How nervous was I? I'm not that nervous. I don't really give a shit about the Brewers.
Jesus.
I don't really care about them.
Oh, okay.
They're just like a way to pass time.
Yeah.
I wish baseball games were 45 minutes. 2 hours still is too long. I hate the sport. Get out of here.
Figure a way to get you out to the ballpark tomorrow.
Now, tomorrow I'm going to work from 9 to 11 and on Monday, and then I'm just going to go home, watch the game.
Okay. All right. You're going live after the game?
I sure am.
Beautiful. Maybe I'll join you live from American Family Field.
Maybe you won't.
Oh. Okay.
But you got to keep up appearances. You got to be in a car.
Well, tomorrow, okay.
Get in the bullpen car.
Maybe or the shuttle. A shuttle.
Where are your seats?
My seats. 216 row 2, right behind home plate.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll turn around and wave in the press box to everyone and say, Bart says hello.
Could you?
Yes.
That'll be good. I appreciate
Sure,
that.
everyone will be up there. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, Brewers win. Timmy, good to see you.
always a pleasure. Tomorrow, Brewers will lose the home opener, unfortunately, 7-4. But it will be good.
Who are they throwing against?
Carlos Carrasco.
Oh, Cone's shitting on me.
What's he saying?
He says Winks thinks not going to the home opener is a joke. Not having a place to park is a horrible excuse. Cone, you're still a young man.
Yeah.
I've crossed the age where it doesn't matter. Like,
Says the guy.
not an issue. Price isn't the issue. Comfort's not. It's park. It's where am I going to park?
He comes from the guy that never went to a spring training game this year when they were right in his backyard.
Yeah, and you know who was there at a spring training game, and you know who told me he was going to meet me at a spring training game? Cone. Cone.
Brewers lose 7-4, but it's great to have baseball back in Milwaukee.
That's a weird prediction.
I don't know.
We've got
Who hits
Freddie
first?
Peralta against Carlos Carrasco.
Do the Brewers hit a home run tomorrow?
Yes, off Carrasco for sure.
Who
hits a home run?
One of the rookies? Christian Yelich? Adonis?
Rowdy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Max Scherzer and Wade Miley on Tuesday. That's a matchup of the ages.
Why is Wade Miley pitching? Like we have 2 days off. You don't need a fifth pitcher.
Because Corbin Burns is going to go against David Peterson.
Corbin Burns versus Max Scherzer would have been a nice matchup.
Well, we're not going to get that.
Nope.
Oh, let's get Miller Park Minute in here before I dip. Eric, what's up?
What's going on? So I'm actually live on my own live stream right now, and I'm on your live stream. The Magic
I've always wanted
StreamYard.
to
I
do
thought
that.
it would kick me off my own live stream, but I'm on your live stream too.
Both through StreamYard?
Yep.
Oh.
I didn't know that was even possible. I was just in my live, and then I clicked onto YouTube, and I'm like, hey, Bart's live.
Well, what
So
are you
for those
talking
on my
about your
stream,
live?
I am talking to Bart Winkler on the Bart Winkler Show. Go subscribe.
Oh, Christ. What are you talking about on your show?
I was just going to talk post-game and talk about the Brewers and the youth that we have here in Milwaukee.
He's talking about the White Sox, Bart. Come on.
You're wearing a twin shirt.
You're wearing a twin shirt? Oh,
This is Twins territory.
God, come on.
Yeah.
They're my American League team.
No, they're
right.
not.
That's
You all have to have
lame,
an
though.
American League team.
Meanwhile, Eric's got nothing that he's wearing is not Brewers.
I mean, I can show you my underwear if you'd like.
You got hat, t-shirt, jacket combo.
I do.
Are you going to opening day?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. So I'm actually I'm going to do a live stream from the parking lot. I was just setting up my stuff outside.
Do you have an extra parking pass?
No. I don't have the equipment to do that yet.
We could do a dual stream. You could come right now. Like, you just need your laptop. Come on now.
Oh,
And a hotspot.
He's got both.
well, I
I
got
got
my
both.
phone.
Yeah. That's all you need. That's all you need. Maybe an extra battery for your laptop. What kind of laptop do you run?
I don't have a laptop. I actually, you know those Macs that were colored and then clear in the back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have one of the orange ones.
Hey, you got an old Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I have the
That's funny.
same computer I used in 8th grade.
Weren't those in like elementary school? Didn't we have those things?
Well, aren't you like older than me?
I'm 37. How old are you?
Oh, yeah, we're about the same age.
Bart's older. Just letting you know, Bart's older.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up mine.
Well, you have fun with that. If you want to hop over to my stream, come on over.
Miller
I
Park
just wanted to
Minute's
say
got
hello
it.
and what a game. I mean, we take 2 of 3 from Chicago. Looked a little ugly in the beginning.
See, I can't tell if you're hosting or talking to me.
I'm doing both at the same
All right,
time.
I'm gonna end. I'm ending my portion of the show. Okay.
Go check out Bart Winkler,
Whether
guys.
I go or not doesn't matter. We'll do a show after opening day.
All right, I'll be there. So
right.
let me know.
Everyone will but me.